one of the biggest difficulties, and I know we've had these conversations with the Minister, is the breaching that takes place across the country, leaving people without any money for over 2 months almost, and the ramifications that has. What I'm trying to understand here is the role of Centrelink. We've just heard the Minister say that he'd like to see as less as possible of Centrelink's involvement, but what you're saying says otherwise, that Centrelink will still have the final say in terms of the waivers of who can receive their pay and who can't.
Yes, so ultimately, because it's income support, DHS or Centrelink are the ones that ultimately determine whether a penalty is applied. So
it sounds like possibly more steps that could relate to harsher breachings. Is that correct?
Well, the way the framework is designed is actually to prevent someone moving into that zone, so it gives the provider more interaction. So at the moment, under the current framework, if a job seeker doesn't turn up, then there's an immediate penalty.
But you're just adding layers. You're adding more layers of bureaucracy for the participant to be jumping through those hoops.
No. And trying to have a zone at the front, if you like, that is just the provider and the participant, rather than the provider, the participant and Centrelink.
But when they're in the penalty zone, that sounds like it's harsher.
Well, no, I don't understand why you get that from the information being provided, Senator. The initial upfront, it's about the provider. So to stay in the green zone, all you have to do is ring the provider and say, I've provided a reasonable excuse. There's nothing to do with Centrelink, there's none of those processes to stay in the green zone. So, but if people are falling out of that, one of the challenges, and whilst there's no real evidence around that, we want to be sure that people are in the right category, so they actually are supposed to be providing 20 hours. It's not a reduced amount of hours. So that still has nothing to do with Centrelink. So we can go through that again and saying, look, what is the reasons for you not being able to do something? Only with the provider, still in the green zone, still really without a breaching arrangement.